Got a special one for you today, guys. Boston Motorsports in Brighton, Mass. invited me out to drive this Shelby CS8. It's a 2006, and basically this is the predecessor to the GT 500 that we got in 2007. But this is one of 9. So what they did was they basically sent this off to Shelby. They take a Mustang GT and they strap on a Paxton Supercharger, and it makes about 500 horsepower and close to the same amount of torque. And you can tell it's stylized as well, because we've got these side pipes coming out the side with the side skirts, these big old wheels, this crazy rear fascia, which actually you will see pretty clearly in the rear view mirror when we're driving. And of course, you gotta have the pins, although they are not functional. Those are not real. But let me show you under the hood. Now this is the big daddy. This is the 4.6 liter V8 with the Paxton Supercharger. And I say that because there was also a CS6, which was based on the 4 liter V6. But oh my goodness, I can't even explain how exciting this thing sounds. So let's jump in and take this for a drive and try not to become another Mustang statistic. Oh, by the way, this is the first car I've ever driven that was signed by Carroll Shelby himself. So let's do it justice, although we're certainly not going to do anything crazy because we would like to sell this vehicle. That's right, it is for sale. So if you want it, come and get it. I think it might go on Bring a Trailer, actually. You've got to have the windows down for the startup. Subtle. This throttle is like a hair trigger. You've got to be so gentle with it on the very first little press. It definitely encourages clutch dump burnouts for sure. Just try to be gentle pulling out into traffic. Gonna be your daily driver, guys. This is gonna be your show-off show car. I mean, you just squeeze it and you're off. Now, this road is specifically designed to total Mustangs. It is just bumpy, bumpy, bumpy into the corners. You've got to be very aware of your live rear axle and respect it with everything you have. And I gotta say, I'm probably only driving this car 20 miles, but I'm staring at this fuel gauge and hoping for the best. A quarter tank with this, I don't know how long that's gonna last me. This is what it's all about. My heart is just pumping right now because it feels like I have my foot on the trigger of a machine gun, like something really dangerous that could just like go wrong at any time. And I think that's the biggest appeal of this thing. It's incredible. There's a nice dose of danger in it for you. Oh, he's gonna run it. Of course he's gonna run it. It definitely gives you the muscle car thrill. And if this is what like my dad and my uncles were into back in the day, I get it now. This is fantastic. Into a tunnel, we're not applying any throttle with a turn, that's for sure. my best to respect the drive. Comes alive up top. It just makes you want to downshift because you want to play with the shifter. It's not the most playful engine, but you want to just... What a thing. Starting to get used to it now. Oh yeah. And we've got the side pipe, so everything's just coming straight off the wall. What a thing. I just want to keep driving it. I mean, listen. The more you drive it, the less terrifying it is, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is you start to get cocky. You start to be like, oh, this isn't so bad. I could drive this. And then you start biting off a little more than you can chew. Yeah, I can see how that works. I can see how every Mustang driver that's binned a car into a wall probably was like, man, I got this. I do this all the time. We have the windows up, and I can still hear everything that's going on with this exhaust. And they're pointing directly at traffic. So as I pass somebody, they are just getting bellowed with V8 supercharged glory. That's what muscle cars are today. The CLS 63S, and they handle and they do all the things. They've got a million like driver aids to make sure you don't die and spin the tires. This thing, no way, man. This thing just wants you dead. If you can't do it, it'll kill you. Not to jinx myself, I'm not there yet, but they are gonna be so happy that I didn't crash this car or get arrested. The clutch is pretty light. It's tactile, so you know where it's catching. I think the biggest trick of this car is just being able to really breathe on that throttle, because this much pedal play is 1,000 RPM. I'll tell you what, you've seen my entire drive of this car, basically start to finish. And it starts off being just a terrifying beast. And please, God, obey that. Okay. But the more you get used to it, the more you drive it, the more you feel like you've totally tamed it. And I think that's the secret sauce of the Mustang. I think everyone who drove a GT500 or any of these supercharged Mustangs for the first time, they had this vibe like, oh my God, it's gonna kill me. But then you bond with it and you start to feel like this special relationship. Like, I know how to make it do the thing. That is what builds a brand. That's what builds love for a car. And it feels like you're the only one in the world who can drive it. And you watch all these other Mustang guys spin out and crash when they're doing car show exits, and you're not doing it. So maybe that's the thing. Everyone else can't drive it, but you can, so it makes it feel really special. Well, massive thank you to Boston Motorsports here in Brighton, Massachusetts. What a thing. And please, for the love of God, respect the drive, especially when you're driving a 500 horsepower supercharged Shelby Mustang. Wow.